Welcome back to another UFC fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the main card fights for UFC Fight Night, Manua versus Santos. So without further ado, let's get to our first fight on the main card. In our first fight on the main card, we are in the women's strawweight division, Randa Marcos versus Marina Rodriguez. So Randa Marcos, she's been around. Came off the Ultimate Fighter for pretty much the best people in the division, or just about the. As a matter of fact, she's fought the best people in the division because she's fought Rose Namajunas on the house. She's fought Carla Esparza. She fought in this person. So she pretty much fought in the best people in the weight class, minus a few. Marina Rodriguez, new blood coming off Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, had a good performance. She's long, she's dangerous, she's sharp, she's technical. But I'm not too sure about her competition level. Yes, they've been fair, and yes, they've been on her level, but she hasn't faced the best people. And she might look sharper and more technical than Randa Marcos, but Randa Marcos has been getting tough outs against some of the best people. She's even beaten Carla Esparza, one of the former champion, in a tough, close fight. So it's like, it's more so proven versus, like, it's a lot of what's called gray area, or not a gray area. It's like that factor that you can't really too much judge Marina Rodriguez because you haven't really seen her against the best. And that's where I'm kind of just going to lean to Randa Marcos. Randa Marcos striking might not be the best, but she's more than much of a force with her wrestling and her pressure. So she'll be in your face, take you down, make it an ugly fight for you. And I think Marina Rodriguez really has been in that fight with this level of a fighter. And I think the experience and pressure is going to be too much for her. So I think Randa Marcos will be able to get the takedown, kind of make it ugly on the feet, make her uncomfortable on the feet just enough so that she could get to those takedowns, hold her down, win the fight with control time. Whether she gets 2 or 3 takedowns, at least win 2 of the 3 rounds off of top control, I think that'll be enough for her to edge the decision. So in this fight, I got Randa Marcos via decision. Then on to our next fight, we got in the bantamweight division, Renan Barão versus Andre Ewell. So Renan Barão, definitely not where who he once was. At one time, he was dominating the division, looking like a beast and stuff. Then TJ Dillashaw came around, and he was never the same. Barely could make the weight anymore. Wasn't as sharp, wasn't as intimidating. He lost all of his factors. But still, he's only lost to top people. He hasn't lost anybody out of the top 15. He lost to people in the top 10, and that's really about it. And he still managed to get some wins here and there. On the other hand, Andre Ewell, looking at his record, he really hasn't beat anyone, and even then, his record is not impressive. Like, he's been fighting like lower tier competition. His last person he fought was 11-7, and the guy he fought before then was 6-5. Andre Ewell, I think, is like 5'10". I think his record is around 10-4 or something, or 11-4. Long guy, got some power in his hands, so the power can always come into effect because Renan Barão is going to be the shorter guy for the first time, I think, in a while. Versus a long guy like that, and Renan Barão really doesn't use too much head movement, so maybe he could catch him down the middle. And Renan Barão's chin isn't really that good right now either, so maybe he can upset him. But just off upset, I'm not going to pick opponent just off the fact that they can upset or land a lucky punch. I think overall, Renan Barão has fought much better competition. And if he fought the same people Ewell fought, he would have finished them in the first round as well and stuff. Matter of fact, Ewell finished the last guy in the third round. That guy was 11-7, and Renan Barão has been fighting nothing but top competition, even though he's been, at first was dominating that competition, now is losing to that same competition. He's still fighting top competition, whereas Andre Ewell has never even fought close to that level of competition. And I think that's what's going to factor in. It's going to be level of competition, experience, and provenness versus the unprovenness. I think Renan Barão, if he can't get it to work, I think he can get it to work on the ground. And Andre Ewell, like, he's good offensively, but looking at his record, like, he's not good defensively. So somebody's putting the pressure on him, hitting him, he can't take it, but he can't give it out. As far as grappling, he's good off top, but somebody take him down, he's not that good off his back. And I think Renan Barão has phenomenal takedown defense still, so Ewell's not going to take him down unless maybe he drops Renan Barão. But I think on the ground, Renan Barão, whether he's on bottom or top, is going to be the one winning the fight, because I think his still has very underrated BJJ. And I think as far as the fight, I think Renan Barão, like I said, I'm not even this to run around too much. It's basically that Renan Barão is proven, despite going, like, treading down, he's still been fighting the best competition. That's what's going to be the deciding factor. I think he's going to be able to beat Andre Ewell either way. He's going to find a way to win, and he's going to, I see a decision. It's going to be like a win that Renan Barão needs to get back on the winning side, but it's not going to be as impressive as it needs to be. But I see Renan Barão winning this fight via decision. Then on to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira versus Sam Alvey. And I do Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. He's been retiring for like not retiring, but has been active, like has had one of the worst bouts of inactivity of any fighter in history. He'll fight, then he won't fight for like 2 years, then he'll fight, then he won't fight for like 2 years. He'll win and won't fight for years. He'll lose and won't fight for years. And looking at his age right now, I think he's around 42 or 43, and he keeps having this inactivity. I think all around he's a much better fighter than Sam Alvey. He's much more proven fighter than Sam Alvey, but he's getting old. How well does his body hold up? Will there be any ring rust? And Sam Alvey, I think he's getting better, but at this point, I just realized Sam Alvey, he's never going to be no real champion or threat. He's always going to be Sam Alvey. He's going to have his chances to beat certain style matchups. But when you fight somebody actually good, young, and hungry, they're just going to embarrass him every single time. Sam Alvey's a solid fighter, but he is what he is. He's a journeyman gatekeeper at best. That's the best he can be. And at the best, and maybe upset some people who can be good, but he'll never be like somebody that'd be like a true contender or a true champion. He's like somebody that's a gatekeeper. Rogerio Nogueira was at one time somebody that was like true championship quality fighter, somebody who could challenge and be a threat for the division, but he's 42, 43, and even the people that were around with him are past their prime. Matter of fact, he's older than some of those people. He's managed to stay around, maybe due to inactivity, winning here and there, but if he keeps having inactivity due to injury, so obviously his body's been falling apart for a minute now. I think his style kind of favors Sam Alvey a little bit because Rogerio Nogueira, don't really have the most movement. He's not gonna really try to take you down, even though he has that great, good like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. He's gonna kind of stand there with you, use his boxing. And I don't know how well his chin will hold up. Sam Alvey has a lot of power, but he's gonna be there, gives Sam Alvey some opportunities to hit him with some power. I know Sam Alvey could probably take Rogerio Nogueira's power, and Nogueira can possibly knock him out still. But you said who will you favor to have take the damage more, or would be better take the damage? You would say Sam Alvey. He's good at taking damage. He's a much younger fighter, like about 10 years. You know he's 32. That somebody 32 having a 10-year age advantage over you. You know you old. You like 43, and you've been inactive. I just can't really get behind that. I just think that Rogerio Nogueira might have his moments, but I think Sam Alvey's probably gonna catch him. It's gonna be like he might look good to start, but Sam Alvey's gonna be able to wear it, and he's not gonna be able to wear it. Sam Alvey, and plus he's not gonna be moving. He's gonna be right there to be hit. They're both gonna be there to be hit, and then Sam Alvey's gonna be the one who will be able to take more of that damage. I'm not confident on either of these fighters, but I'm gonna go with Sam Alvey via second round knockout. Probably be a exciting fight, but I see Sam Alvey via knockout. So then on to our next fight we have in the welterweight division, Alex Oliveira versus Carl Pedersoli Jr. Alex Oliveira, very lanky, kind of weird looking fighter. His striking might not look the most technical, but he can hit you. He knows how to make it work. A lot of straight shots. He kind of squares up a lot, but lots of power, lots of strength. Almost fights like a wild animal, but he gets it done. Carlos Pedersoli, he has a lot of movement to him. He does a lot of spinning kicks, a lot of spinning punches, a lot of this and that. Even though he does all this movement, his defense really isn't that good. He gets hit a lot. But a very exciting fighter. Good new entrant in the UFC. Okay, well-rounded fighter. His grappling is okay. It's not nothing spectacular, but it gets it by. I think in this fight, actually, Oliveira will have the better grappling. I think he's so strong and has that good base, and he also has underrated takedown defense and all that strength that he'll be able to defend most of Pedersoli's takedowns, probably reverse them. And if he wants to, he probably could implement some wrestling, some ground and pound in this fight to kind of throw off Pedersoli's all his spinning attacks. Especially when you're like spinning doing all that spinning, all you do is kind of like get close to him, smother him. When he spins, just take him down. And Alex Oliveira got some good ground and pound. But I see this fight, it'll probably be some takedowns, I'll say more so on Alex Oliveira's end when Pedersoli's trying to spin, and then some good ground and pound. But I see this fight kind of stopping the second round. Like I said, Pedersoli does a lot of movement, but his chin's kind of there to be hit. And Alex Oliveira, even though he might be kind of predictable, at least you know what he's going to do. Most times he still manages to land what he's going to do, despite people knowing what he's going to do, because he's awkward. So even though it's obvious, his motions aren't really like they're herky-jerky, so you can't really time them. I mean, can't really get a beat on them as well as you can get if somebody was just normal or whatever, or more orthodox. So I just see like Alex Oliveira making it kind of like an Alex Oliveira fight, roughing him up a bit, then finding that big shot, that big straight, dropping Pedersoli, finish him off with some ground and pound. And I see this in a third round TKO for Alex Oliveira. So again, Alex Oliveira via third round TKO. Then on to our main event, we have in the light heavyweight division, Jimmy Manuwa versus Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos is coming up from the middleweight division. I don't know why he was calling out Jimmy Manuwa, but maybe he sees the opponent he's beat doing so well in this weight class that maybe he said, maybe I could be ranked in both weight classes. Maybe I could try to try to go after a title shot in two different weight classes. Maybe this will be the easier route for me. He's like, Anthony Smith is like right on the cusp of a title shot, maybe one or two more wins away from a title shot. And if he's that close, maybe I'll beat Jimmy Manuwa, and then they'll give me another top contender, and I'll be right there, trying to get that other title shot or something like that. But who knows? He was calling him out. UFC said it was a good matchup, and he got it. So Jimmy Manua versus Thiago Santos is happening. Only with like a week and some change away. But now let's kind of break it down. Jimmy Manua, I think he's on a 2 or 3 fight losing streak, having a bad skid right now. But he's trying to rebound as best he can. Thiago Santos, he lost, rebounded over a prospect that's really a weight class down. But looked decent enough, or not that decent enough. He just kind of got to win, needed to win, back on the winning end now. So they're both in probably different spots right now. But it's more so not about where they're at, about their style matchup. One thing about Thiago Santos, very powerful kicks. I'd say more so his kicks are more powerful than his punches. Like, and his ground and pound solid. But those kicks are really dangerous. They could just stop you at any moment. Just kick you in the body, crump you up, and then just swing those bungalows on you. When he gets you down and hurt, he will finish the fight. So, scary dude right there. But I think where he loses, like we have to look at his record, most of the people he loses to are strikers. When he faces other strikers, oftentimes he loses. I think he only might have fought like 6 strikers and beat 2 of the 6 strikers he fought. So you see a track record against other strikers isn't the best because he's a fighter that relies on power and being able to crumple you up and stuff. And mostly does against grapplers because he could defend their takedowns and then he could hurt them. And it's like, whereas against a striker, they'll probably be able to take his damage, probably pressure him, and just go right at him and take some of that, pop off his kicks, pop off his punches, and probably block a lot of stuff, see what he's doing a lot. And then when he's not too comfortable, when people aren't really just crumpling to his intimidation factor. If you're not really crumpling to, oh, this guy's such a powerhouse and is crumpling up when he hits you, he's not as effective. I think Jimmy Manua, if he could touch Jimmy Manua's chin, then that might be a thing. But Jimmy Manua's like body and toughness. He's a very tough guy. He's not going to quit. And Jimmy Manua has very hard shots. I think Jimmy Manua has the better hands, much better boxing. Where I feel like Thiago Santos has the better kicks, at least to the body. I don't know if the head kick will be there because most times Jimmy Manua is pretty good at blocking the head. Though in his last fight he did get caught in the head a couple times. But usually Jimmy Manua is pretty good at blocking head kicks. Maybe knees, but Thiago Santos doesn't know knees. I think Jimmy Manua is going to be able to get in there, box Thiago Santos up. And I think like take a lot of his kicks well and give it back to him. I think Thiago Santos not going to be able to take as much as he can give. And I feel like Jimmy Manua is going to use his size to his advantage, use his power. And he's going to have the more power, be the more opposing fighter. I feel the only way Thiago Santos really wins is like either using his speed or maybe getting a perfectly timed body kick. But other than that, I feel like Jimmy Manua is just the better striker. And even has solid takedown offense. And Thiago Santos is really not even a wrestler like that either. He doesn't implement wrestling, nor does Jimmy Manua. They have solid wrestling, but they don't implement it. Or they have decent, passable wrestling, but they don't implement it. So it's going to be a striking match for the most part. Maybe some grappling to catch their breath or to recover, but more so it's a straight-up striking match. And in striking matches, like I said, Thiago Santos' record against other strikers isn't that good, especially against now a striker that's going to have much better hands than him. And all those kicks, when you find a good boxer versus a kicker, most times they get shut down by the puncher with the punches because they can just go to their body, go to head, and those kicks lose their effectiveness when somebody's up in close range. It's not like Thiago Santos has elbows. He doesn't have really have elbows like that either. So in this fight, I'm just going to say, I think Jimmy Manua breaks him down in the fight and finishes him kind of later on in the fight. Maybe after 2 rounds of war, I see Jimmy Manua stopping Thiago Santos in the 3rd round via TKO. So in this fight, I have Jimmy Manua via 3rd round TKO. So that concludes my fight predictions for UFC Fight Night, Manua versus Santos. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.